I thought it's actually better. Oh yeah, there it is. Uh, so I think we can start. Shh. Come on. So it's really nice to match the voice and the photos to the person. You're really tall. I thought, yeah, you're really tall. I mean, you're taller than I thought than when I actually see you in the videos and everywhere on the photos. Um, and I'm really thinking about also knowing you as a person, because the things I know are the songs. I mean, I can actually know something about you from the songs, but I was wondering if it's all true. For example, when listening to the new songs, to the tears, there were tears. You seem like a person who's really open about the world, and I'm thinking, what are the issues? Because you're saying that people can knock on your door with almost everything, but what are the real issues that you are being open about, and you think that people should be open about these days?
Okay, so first of all, the song, it seems that it talks about me, but it doesn't. There were tears. It's a song that was written the day we found out about Nelson Mandela's death. And basically, it's an imaginary conversation we have with him. And so we're like thinking about Mandela, what kind of conversation he would have with the young generation of today. And basically, we wish that he would say that, to stand up and fight and for what is right, and also he would come and fight with us. So that's why it's like you can knock on my door. But as far as the issues, what is the question again?
I was thinking about what are exactly the issues that people should be open about.
Open. You mean fighting for?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think you should. It's going to be very cliche what I'm going to say, but you should fight for anything that you think is unfair. You should fight for justice. You should fight for, whatever, rebels. How do you say revolte? Yeah.
Yeah.
Outrages.
Yeah.
So
what are those things in your case?
Well, in my case, there's many things. The state of the way we treat women in the world. As far as equality, health, respect. Same thing for children. The way we treat the poor. Whether they come from Syria or they come from downstairs your building. Wherever you are, I think the poor is the worst. Has the worst situation wherever in the world. There's no compassion for whoever has nothing. So I think those are the issues that touched me.
Would your door be open to all those people? I mean, we are living in the times where the issue of your door being open for somebody is a crucial issue. I'm talking about all the refugees and so on.
Yeah, it's crucial. Nobody is opening the door anymore. In Europe, what's going on is very heartbreaking, because you have all those people basically, literally getting bombed. They have nothing else, and they take whatever they have, their children and the few money they have, and they try to find refuge with us who are living in peace. And the answer is like we're putting fences higher and higher. And I think it's disgusting.
Where does this attitude come from in your case? Is it the way you were brought up, or is it the way you actually grew up to be?
It's both, My parents are from the Comoros Islands. It's a very small country by Madagascar. It's a very poor country as well. And but if you go there, you could see that everybody is very much helping each other, and there's a big sense of solidarity among people in the same situation. So I was raised to think about the next person. And also, you know, you travel, you see what's going on in the world, and you see that nothing is ever black or white. You know, there's a lot of gray, and the problem that we have in the Western countries is like most of the time we just look here. You know, we don't look there, and so we just see those refugees as a problem, potential, I don't know, thieves, terrorists, or whatever they call it. When you think about it, there are people that are in need, and we could be those same people in a few years. And I bet you that if you go to Syria, I don't know, in 50 years, they will open their doors. That's the thing.
I want to stop for a second about at the issue of being brought up this way, because I think that what you are taught as a child may be the most important thing about what you actually treat those people like, any people like in the future. Do you remember, like, is there a sentence or a couple of sentences that you remember your mother or your father telling you when you were a child that stick to you now and are like this important thing that you stick to in your life?
Well, not really, but you know, I'm from a 7 children family, so we used to
Equality.
Yeah, I mean equality. I don't know, but at least we used to share, and I think it's not only what happens to you when you're a child. It's the television. If the television tells you, "Oh, look out! The stranger is dangerous," you're gonna start to believe it. But if tomorrow TV start to say, open your doors and help them out, there could be an additional to your life, then in addition to your life, I'm sorry, then maybe people would start to believe it's a collective effort, an opinion. You have to form your own opinion and not let other people tell you what to think. I think that's the problem that we're living.
Let's talk about music for a second. There's this song which is called "Don't Be Shy." Don't Be So Shy, which actually gained popularity. I mean, at least in Poland, because of this, and I have to check them, the Filator and Karas remix, which is in all the clubs right now in Poland. But when I listen to that, I'm just thinking, it's so not you. Or maybe is it? I was just wondering whether when you heard that remix, did you think, okay, just let it be, or were you actually enjoying that?
Well, it's a part of me because it is my song originally. It's my voice, it's my lyrics, it's my melody. They haven't touched that. They just added whatever they do all the time. They remix it the way they want it to do. So in a way, you're right. It's really not the way I make music. It's not my music. But when it came out and it became big in Russia, in Poland, in, I don't know, they say 20 countries. What you're gonna do? You're not gonna fight it. And it's actually a blessing because a lot of people didn't know who I was before that remix, and all of a sudden I see young kids that know who I am. And as an artist, that's all you can wish for yourself.
Are you actually a good dancer? Because when I listen to the songs, I have a feeling that you're more of a person that would sway at a party or not really dance like the remix, or maybe you are.
I could dance. I think if I go out, I dance because I'm really not the kind of girl that will take my time and go out to sit on a sofa, because I could do that in my house. So if I go out, usually I am the last one to go home. Mm-hmm. But that was a long time ago. I'm old now.
What do you think it is about Poland and IMANY? Because for some reason you gained this popularity here, and you still do. What do you think are the things that make Polish people really like your music?
You know what? I have no idea. What do you think? Because you're Polish.
Well, I think for some reason, Polish people, although they like to be outrageous about some things, they also have this other side when they're like this really calm music, the music that can soothe them. Maybe because they are outraged too many times a day.
Hey, if you say so, I believe you. I don't know. They like my music, and I'm not trying to understand why. I'm happy that they do. You know.
It's not your first time in Poland. What are your memories from the other times?
No, it's not my first time. I don't even know how many times I've been in Poland. I've came quite often, and I did a couple of tours. So I've been to many cities in Poland, not just Varsovia. But I do remember the very, very first time because, I came from a very, very intense tour that day. It was my first concert at Stodola. And I was very, very tired and very, very nervous because I didn't know how it was going to be received here. And so I'm all nervous, and I'm thinking, how am I going to be able to do a 2-hour concert in that, shape? Step into the stage, and then they only started to play a couple of bars, the musician, and they start singing the first song. And that was the first time that ever happened to us. And from that moment on, the audience, basically carried me throughout those 2 hours, and it was amazing. So that's my favorite memory here in Poland.
You're talking about traveling, about visiting many places in the world, and they're not only different because of what they look like, but they're different because of the culture, about what the people are there. Do you remember a moment when you were actually in some other place or some other places when you actually like realized how different the world is, like when you come from one place to another and you see a huge difference?
I see. Well, yeah, if you go to Japan, you feel like you're on another planet. Or you go to India, it's a big slap in the face, it's huge number of people in the streets. The culture is different. The food is different. The way people speak or write is different. Look or walk. And I love that. I love going to a country and I feel like a total stranger, yeah.
And what is the country when you felt like you're not really welcome there?
I've been welcomed everywhere, to be honest. And I think with the music, you could go to countries where they are maybe known to be a little bit more, I don't know, rougher on the restraint on the strangers. But because I come with my music in my backpack, usually people welcome me everywhere. So I haven't been in countries like that yet.
I'm asking that because you're actually sending quite a powerful message, and especially in these days, I'm just underlining that because we all can feel that. And I thought that maybe this message, that there was a place where this message was not really one that people would, associate themselves with.
Well, the tour is pretty new. The CD just came out. All I can say is like all the countries I've been welcomed really, really well. Now, every country has its issues, whether it's France or any other countries. I don't know every issue at every countries. I do know it's pretty much the same everywhere, So there is unfairness everywhere. There is injustice everywhere. I don't need to point a country specifically, because I think everybody needs to do better everywhere.
Okay, one last question, not about music really, but more about fashion. You have a great profile. I know you were a model, and I was just wondering if after that time, now that you are for a couple of years now a great musician, a singer, is there something that sticks to you from that time when you were a model? Like, do you really pay attention to the fashion, to the looks?
No, I don't really pay attention to fashion anymore. I still have like sometimes if I have the time, I will try to go see a couple of collections, from designers that I like. But it's behind me, though. I do like I do like dressing myself. I think it's a part of me. Whatever you are, what you wear, basically. But it's not a big part of my life anymore. No, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You're welcome.